This information session is being streamed live and is being recorded. The recording can be watched on the City of Brantford's YouTube page, live now, or anytime following tonight's meeting. Welcome and thank you for your interest in the Advanced Metering Infrastructure and Water Meter Replacement Project. Thank you to everyone who submitted questions and comments to the project page. We will be addressing many of those questions this evening. My name is Andrew Rodriguez. I am the city's project manager for the Advanced Metering Infrastructure and Water Meter Replacement Project. With me today is Joel Carty of Diameter Services, the principal consultant for this project. Before we begin, I will outline some housekeeping to keep this public information session running smoothly. We ask that participants mute their microphones and keep them muted until they are invited to speak. And we ask that participants turn off their cameras and keep the cameras off unless they are invited to speak. The purpose of this evening's session is to present information about the Advanced Metering Infrastructure and Water Meter Replacement Project, including where we are in the process, progress of the study to date, and the recommended solution to move forward. Following the presentation, we will open the floor for questions and comments from the public. At that time, we will be happy to address any comments that we have received to date. I will now turn it over to Joel Carty to deliver the presentation.
Thank you very much, Andrew. So the city was clear when this project was started. They were very clear on the project goals. The purpose was to enhance customer service, improve billing and collection business processes, use hourly consumption data to better understand water loss, and have a system that can help with future water conservation needs. The city has 35,000 water meters read manually on a bi-monthly basis. This is moving to a monthly reading come January 2022 as a means to minimize high water bills. This initial phase of the project was to perform a detailed design and evaluate the alternatives that are available to the to the city. Today's agenda is first to review the recommended technology, where we are in the process, discuss some of the project benefits, have a look at the project timelines and some of the next steps, and ultimately what the customer should expect. So what we're talking about is the technology is called Advanced Metering Infrastructure, or AMI technology. Currently, as I said, the city reads their meters manually. A person visits each property, touches a device on the outside of the property, which transfers a single meter reading to a handheld. This single meter reading is passed to the billing system and used for billing purposes only. The technology being explored adds a radio transmitter to the outside of the property, and this device will communicate to a fixed network, which will pass meter readings to new software applications, the City of Brantford's utility. This technology collects 720 meter readings per month per customer. The AMI technology requires additional software applications to transform the data into usable information, and it'll be used to eliminate the manual meter reading, making it more reliable and efficient. And the data will also be used in combination with the customer portal to provide individual customers with their consumption data. So what it would look like across the service is data collectors will be installed on poles or city facilities around the City of Brantford. These data collectors will always be listening for radio transmitters that'll be installed on the outside of each property. Data from those locations will be sent to we'll send this hourly consumption data to the water utility, and this data will help customers better under providing opportunity for a customer to monitor leaks and avoid some unnecessary water bills. After the data is sent to the data collectors, the AMI software operated by the city will store it, and it'll be used for billing purposes, as well as be made available through the customer portal for customers to view as well. So the project of this nature goes through a number of phases. We've completed the design or project planning phase. During the first phase, we completed a number of tasks with the city's project team. We wanted to ensure that the needs of the City of Brantford were fully understood, and the city's team has a clear understanding of the available technologies and identify any system implications that they should be aware of, as well as the resourcing required to make the project successful. The project team will move into, come January, into the procurement phase of the project, where technology and service providers will submit proposals through a competitive RFP process. Once the AMI technology and contractor is selected, the project would begin with a startup phase, moving into what we call a proof of concept, and then quickly moving into the full installation and deployment, where these devices will be installed on all customers across the entire service territory. During the design phase of the project, we want to make sure that it aligns well with the city's customer service objectives and water and wastewater master servicing plan. We found that the city's goals and objectives were well supported by this project. From a customer service perspective, the project will allow the city to respond to customer requests in a more timely manner and accurate manner, making the city more customer-centric. This project will apply technology to improve manual business processes that are currently being used. On the utility-facing side, so the items on the right, the technology can be used to improve customer service, better manage the distribution system through water loss reductions, create efficiencies in meter reading, and provide more revenue protection tools. On the right side of the slide, some of the business drivers that the city has identified and intends to implement would include distributing water balance, more frequent water balance. The data will be used to reduce high bill complaints and provide much more efficient business processes related to estimates, leak forgiveness program, reduction in reading costs, and same-day finals. So what are some of the improvements to the customer experience? Well, there's gonna be fewer estimated water bills. The new meter reading technology will be more reliable than the previous manual technology, and customers will experience fewer estimated bills, which do require workaround. Hourly consumption will allow customers, both residential and commercial, to better understand their consumption behavior when their water bill is received, and it will support more water-intensive industries, for example, who may be looking to achieve certain water conservation reduction targets. Information will be provided in the new meter reading system will also help the city measure effectiveness of water conservation programs. So programs that are having a bigger impact on changing people's behavior can be promoted. Now, the customer themselves, they will have additional new customer notifications through a combination of the AMI technology and the customer service or customer portal application. It'll provide continuous small leaks, things like leaking faucets and toilet flappers that aren't closing correctly. This system will detect those anomalies and send notification to the customer through the portal, or for those that don't have that technology, through direct phone calls from the customer service representatives. It'll also eliminate manual meter reading. So Now, if someone moves in or moves out, it'll be much more efficient to go into the application, request the read, which will be provided immediately. No longer do we have to have truck rolls to go out and collect a reading for a move-in, move-out business process. This will also help the city better manage their distribution system by better understanding water demand and comparing that to the water that goes into the system. The city will be able to better identify potentially when a main break or where there are other areas causing leaks in the distribution system. So it'll provide much better analytics around demand side management. It'll ultimately improve how the city manages their distribution system. Now, this project costs $12 million. It has an 18-year payback. It includes products, software applications, and installation services. This number also includes internal and external project support to make sure the project is a success. The design phase of the project identified tangible benefits, which you see on the left-hand side of your screen, which includes meter reading costs, as we've discussed, revenue improvements due to inaccurate meters, and reduction in future meter replacement capital costs. It'll also create some efficiencies in the billing process. It'll also have some less tangible benefits. It'll improve customer service and water billing. It'll provide better data for actionable intelligence before issues arise, and improvements to the distribution wide water loss. It eliminates some CO2 by eliminating meter reading, and it'll provide an application to better engage the customers moving forward. There is a budget reduction of $480,000, and there will be some new applications being added. So we're expecting a new net budget impact of about $262,000 in savings. The project will be implemented between 2022 and 2025, and it'll go through several phases as we've discussed. The project will continue to engage customers. It starts with the Public Information Center. And once the contractor and technology are selected, it'll add information to the website. And once the installations begin, we'll have an open house that'll provide information for customers to ask questions and better understand the process. The contractor will send out a booklet that will prompt people to book appointments to allow for the installation to occur. And for those customers who don't respond immediately, they will also have some solicitation through appointments. They'll solicit appointments through letters, door knockers, and phone calls. Finally, the meter will be installed. And once that meter has been installed, some of the new enhanced customer engagement application will be made available to them. So what to expect during the installation is, first, step one, the customer should wait to receive a booklet in the mail. Once received, it'll point the customer to book an appointment either through a phone call or online. You may also receive booklets, door knockers and phone calls soliciting appointments. Step two, once you book an appointment, the appointment will last between 30 and 60 minutes. After hours and weekend appointments will be made available if the customer prefers. The last step will be during the installation itself. Someone that is 18 years of age or older must be present during the installation. The installer will go into the basement, locate the water meter, which is typically where the water service comes into the property, and they will either replace or connect a new radio transmitter to that and install that radio transmitter on the outside of the property. There will be a wire that connects that meter to the radio transmitter. So the next steps, we've gone through a council approval process already. Today represents the Public Information Center. In February 2022, budget funding will be approved for the project. Then they'll be going through a procurement process or two. We're expecting the project to begin Q3 of 2022. Customers should expect to start seeing information and booking appointments Q1 of 2023, and the project is expected to be complete by Q1 of 2025. If you have any questions regarding this program, they can be submitted until December 9th, 2021 to Andrew Rodriguez. Here's his email right here. And we will be holding another PIC once the contractor has been selected and some of the public outreach materials have been developed. So now we will move on to questions. Andrew?
Thanks, Joel. So we will dedicate the remaining time of tonight's session to feedback provided through the city's social media pages as well as the project page. We'll do our best to answer the questions we received. I now hand it over to my colleague Maria Vasaki to facilitate the question and answer session portion of this meeting.
Great, thanks very much, Andrew, and thanks for the informative presentation, Joel. While we didn't have any folks registered to appear live at tonight's virtual Public Information Center, as we know that being live on YouTube isn't for everybody, we certainly understand that. And throughout the duration of this project, we are very hopeful that at some point we can hold an in-person Public Information Center safely. For the time being, we are using some of our virtual platforms to gather feedback and collect questions, such as the ones that we're going to review tonight. So again, my name is Maria Vasaki. I'm the city's Director of Communications and Community Engagement. Thank you to everybody who's watching or listening in tonight. And I hope that you find this session very informative. This is a really important initiative that affects every household in the city. So we're going to use the remaining time in tonight's session to answer a number of questions about the project that were posted to the city's Let's Talk Brantford online engagement platform, as well as Andrew mentioned, our social media platforms. So we're going to start with first question here is, will there be savings by eliminating manual water reading? And if so, how much of the budget goes to city staff and infrastructure to manage the technology system of meters?
Thanks, Maria. I'll take this question. So there will be savings by eliminating the manual meter reading program as stated. So that's estimated approximately $170,000 per year. So the majority of the workload will be managed by existing staff positions for this project. However, it is proposed to add one temporary position within the Information Technology Services Division. That will be titled System Integration Specialist. That position will be presented to council for approval during the 2022 budget process. This position, it will be required for approximately 12 months spanning 2022 to 2023 to support the software integration. The $12 million includes existing internal staff resources equal to about 6 full-time employees. And those are required from various departments to manage the technology and the project. Thanks, Maria.
Great, thanks very much for that. The next question is along the same lines. It's questioning whether or not there will actually be savings compared to the investment. Recognizing that estimates have to be done for a project of this scope and scale and cannot necessarily be accurate at this point in the project. So of the assumptions and the financial models that have been done to date, which ones do you think, what do you think will be, in your best estimation at this time, the savings? And will the technology still be effective 10 years from now?
Great. I think, Maria, I can answer that question. So we've got more than, I've got 25 years experience in this industry, been consulting for the last 15 years. And our experience with these AMI projects at other water utilities has shown that the project as defined will be successfully delivered on time and on budget. The project costs about $12 million. It's a conservative estimate, which includes some reasonable assumptions and contingencies that will offset any project-related risks that typically come about with these projects. The technology being considered is proven, has been deployed across both electric and water utilities all over North America for the last 10 years. The product life is supported by a 20-year warranty, and ultimately we have every confidence that the project and the technology, when chosen, will meet and exceed the city's expectations.
Excellent. Thanks very much for that. A practical question here. When will the installation of this new system start?
I'll take that, Maria. So installation of radio frequency data transmitters and replacement of water meters aged 10 years or older as of 2021 will commence in about Q1 of 2023 following system and software integration. So this project, the implementation side, is expected to be completed in 2025. So you should expect your meter, if required replacement, between 23 and 2025. As well, all customers should expect installation of a radio frequency data transmitter within the same time frame. Thanks, Maria.
Great. And so the length of the project, again, hopefully will allow us other opportunities to be able to educate the community. A lot of this information may seem technical in nature to some people. So I'm glad that over the course of the longevity of the project, that there will be other opportunities to share this information with the public. The next question does sound very technical in nature, actually. Will the project leverage the already existing census AMI, which is used by hydrometers, or will an entirely new system need to be implemented to collect the water meter data?
Thanks, Maria. I'll take this one. So the procurement documents that will be prepared will include provisions to ensure the opportunity to leverage the Brantford Power Incorporated network do exist. The procurement will be competitive, allowing many different technology vendors to propose a solution. I think that probably addresses that question. Thanks.
Thanks, Andrew. Next, this also came from the Let's Talk Brantford platform. I had my water meter replaced in 2018 when I had my lead pipe service replaced. Will I still need my water meter replaced for this project, or is it just the old outdated water meters that will be replaced as part of this project?
I can take that one. So the water meter that was installed in 2018 is perfectly compatible with any AMI system that we select. So the homeowner should expect that the contractor will still need to access the property. You need to access that water meter to connect this new radio transmitter device to that water meter, make sure the wire run to the outside of the property is still good, and then install the AMI device on that outside device. So they will still require an appointment, but know that meter that was installed in 2018 will still remain in place.
Thanks for that. We also got a couple of Facebook questions. So let's go to those next. The first one is, how will this change affect customers using less water? How will this new initiative encourage or influence that happening?
I'll take this one, Maria. Thanks. So customers will be provided with access to hourly water usage data, which will lead to early detection of leaks and unexpected high water usage. So for example, if you did leave the hose on while watering the lawn, it will send you alerts that can assist you in avoiding charges for unnecessary water usage. So what this technology does is it basically gives the tools to the customer to actively monitor their water consumption and take control and implement any water conservation initiatives and track their benefits. Thanks.
Thanks, Andrew. So that's not something that is available to customers now.
Not specifically. Now you're receiving a bill bi-monthly. So it's essentially 60 days between your last bill before you'll find out that you've had a water leak for these past 60 days that has been charging you, costing thousands of dollars each month, sometimes even.
So obvious benefit for households to be able to have that information. The other question that came through on our Facebook page was to do with the fact that in some cases, when a new technology comes in to replace a system, that could affect staffing. And does this project have any association with eliminating actual human resources as part of city staff right now?
I'll speak to this one as well, Maria. So as a direct result of this project, no city staff positions will be eliminated. An additional temporary position within IT, the systems integration specialist, will be presented to council in 2022 for approval. And like I said, it will last a 12-month position, but there are no city positions that will be eliminated. The water meter reading is performed by a third-party contractor, so that contract will be eliminated. However, again, no city positions will be eliminated.
Okay, that's good to know. Thanks, Andrew. The next question is about the cost of the project again and funding sources. Do we have some more information about where and how the project is being funded?
Yeah, so absolutely. So we performed a business case, a financial analysis and a business case that it looked at financial and non-financial benefits the city is expected to realize. So in the financial benefits analysis, many impacts were assessed, including IT, infrastructure, operation, and maintenance costs. It does indicate that there will be a net savings overall, and that will see a reduction in the annual operating budget. This project, it will be funded equally from water and wastewater revenue rates. And yeah, so it does pay for, it's anticipated the technology itself will pay for itself over the system's lifetime. So the benefits this project provide, they go far beyond financial savings. And I think the main focus of this is it's improving the customer experience, improving our service delivery, the level of service we're delivering to the customers, We improve the way we manage our water system. We improve the conservation of water, which has, endless effects to the environment. And as well, we reduce carbon emissions through eliminating that vehicular travel to collect monthly or bi-monthly water meter readings. There's an additional added benefit with respect to future technology, smart cities. There's an opportunity to leverage this network for other organizational needs. So multitudinous benefits beyond the financial. Thanks, Maria.
Great, thanks, Andrew. So the next one is more of a comment, and it is related to the information you just shared in your response. It comes from a resident who said that they lived in a city where a similar project was installed in 2015. And felt that this particular project, based on the numbers, would take 50 years to earn back. Now, you talked about the life cycle of the system. Can you talk a little bit more about how the numbers are being rationalized at this point for the business case?
Yeah, thanks, Maria. So I'll start by saying the business case is not yet finalized. We need public input to finalize the business case. There's still things to be evaluated. However, the financial benefits analysis that has been completed, and it assessed many impacts. Some are tangible, for example, direct savings for eliminating the water meter reading contract, direct improvements to revenues, things of that nature. Then there are also intangibles, which we've assigned value to, and such things would include a reduction in customer service inquiries, freeing up time, many different things like that, electrical costs, producing water, a variety of things that are very difficult to quantify directly. However, they still need to be assigned value. So when considering and taking into account all of these anticipated impacts, our consultant did determine that this system will pay for itself within 18 years, and the expected life of this technology is 20 years, at which time full replacement is likely required.
Great, thank you, Andrew. Last question, and also very practical. Is the price of water going to go up as a result of this initiative?
I'll take this one as well, just to finish it off. So I want to say that as a result of this project, there is no direct rate increase proposed. The cost of this technology does not necessitate an increase to the water rate. So AMI, it will give the customers the tools to manage their consumption and detect leaks. The average customer can save through reduced water usage and timely maintenance of plumbing fixtures, leaks, things of that nature.
So basically a win-win for customers, because the price of water is not going to go up, but they're going to have better tools to be able to manage their consumption. Great. Thank you very much, Andrew and Joel. Those are all the questions we've received to date, but I'm sure we'll be back with another installment as the project unfolds. So thanks.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you all for your questions, comments, and feedback during this time. It's an important part of our evaluation process, and all the feedback we receive is taken into consideration. So before we adjourn, I want to notify everybody watching this public information session that you still have until December 9th, 2021 to submit any additional questions or comments regarding the topics you heard today. There's several options to do so. The first being the Let's Talk Brantford engagement portal. That's letstalkbrantford.ca/AMI. You can contact me by phone, 519-759-4150, extension 5784, or by email, arodriguez@brantford.ca. I just want to give a reminder to everyone that this meeting is being recorded and will be posted on YouTube and will be available to watch again. You can visit the city's YouTube page at youtube.com/user/City of Brantford. The next step for city staff is to compile the questions and comments we heard and post a frequently asked questions document to the project website. On behalf of the city and our consultant, thank you for participating in this session and for watching. information session is now adjourned.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Right.